G'day everyone, thanks for joining me again. In this video, I'm going to show you two ways that I've been experimenting with in order to thicken up the guitar cab impulse responses in my guitar amp simulators. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we are back in Reaper, and for this example I'm going to use the Super Amp module from the Super Duper Amp package produced by ML Sound Lab. It's quickly becoming one of my favourite go-to guitar amp sims lately. With this amp sim I have actually got the cab section turned off, and I am using the ML Sound Lab Miko plugin with my own custom settings here for the cab sound. This is what the guitar sounds like through those two plugins. Okay, so it's a nice crunchy guitar sound. But of course, the idea of this video is to show you two ways that I've been experimenting with in adding some thickness to a cab sound. So the first way is using Reverb. And what I've got here is just Pro R from FabFilter. Now, you can use any kind of reverb that has some parameters that allows you to mess with the tonality of the sound a little bit. So in order to thicken up a sound, basically we don't want any really long, extraneous decays or anything like that. We want to keep everything really short, really tight, and mostly we want to keep it quite dark as well. So with this plugin, I've got the brightness setting all the way down to dark. I don't have any chorusing. It's all a clean sound. I have raised the distance knob all the way up to far, so giving that space. But then also in the actual reverb space setting, I've got it down as fast as it'll go, and that's 0.10 seconds. The decay rate is as quick as it'll go, and I've got the mix up 100%. So here's that reverb sound just on its own. So it's almost just like a really super short kind of room sound, almost like miking up a room in some dark back corner that you've got the guitar amp playing. So the magic with this is where we start to blend those two together, and this is what it sounds like. So what I'll do now is I'll A/B muting and unmuting just that reverb plugin, and you can see how it just adds a little bit of thickness in the lower mids area of that tone. And if I push it up a little bit, so it's overdone there, but you can really hear the effect that's having. And when I'm trying to thicken up guitar sounds, sometimes I prefer using these two methods rather than just grabbing an EQ and dialing in, say, more low end. This just seems to give a little bit more of an organic kind of feel, in my opinion anyway. So second way to do this is using a delay. So rather than using the reverb plugin, what I've got here is the repeater plugin from the Slate Digital All Access Pass. Now, once again, the principles are the same. We just want everything to be really short, really dark. And the idea is we're just kind of giving this doubling sort of effect, which you won't actually hear the doubling effect. It's too quick, but that's where the beauty lies. That's where you get the thickening effect from. So here's this delay plugin. Actually, I'll just run through the settings first. I've got the actual delay time down as quick as it'll go. I experimented with a couple of the stereo spreads, and I wasn't really too keen on that. It spread the sound out, gave a really nice stereo sound, but it just thinned it out, and it's the complete opposite of what I'm trying to go for. The analog button gave a little bit of something, so I left that in there. I did play around with the feedback, which is basically the amount of repeats that is supposed to happen. But once again, because the delay time is so quick, you're not actually hearing the repeats. All you're hearing is sort of just this really quick build up on top of each other, and it just adds to the thickness. I've given a bit of a low pass filter, so just filtering out some of the high end. And as far as the color goes, like I said, I've brought it back into the minus field here, and that's just giving it a bit of darkness. So here's the sound of the delay plugin just on its own. And now what I'll do is just A/B, muting the delay, unmuting the delay, and you can hear the thickness that that's bringing in as well. And if I just push it a bit too far, bring it back again. Okay, and so that's the thickening effect of having a really quick, almost indiscernible delay plugin added to your direct sound. So out of the two, before I really started playing with delays, the reverb was the way to go for me. But after playing around with this for a little while, I really am starting to favor using the delay plugin as my thickening effect. I just think it does it a lot cleaner. It gives a lot more punch to it, and I'm quite happy with that result. So there you have it. I hope you found that video interesting, and if so, as always, if you would subscribe to the channel, that would really help me out a lot. And until next time, I'll see you on the next one.